YouTube faithful? What is going on? Captain Crush is in the mix, and I'm coming here with another quick video. Yesterday's video was quick and all over the place. I had a day. Hopefully you guys made some coin. What did I leave off yesterday's video telling you guys? I said verbatim, do not be afraid to take unders just because it's a playoff game. Don't think that you can't take unders, because I promise you, from whatever you see from game 1 to game 2, it ain't gonna be the same. These teams are gonna make adjustments, and sure enough they did. Now, that doesn't apply to everybody. Sure enough, some guys went out and crushed, but what you guys need to be thinking about is bounce back situations. Guys who normally perform good who ended up performing bad, those are going to be the type of guys you want to target. And guys who just absolutely went berserk, like Jaden McDaniels, you might just want to fade him on the next game. But that is what I'm going here with. And if you're new to this channel, what I'm going to do, what I do every day, is I cover PrizePicks, other sports books, parlay, play, chalkboard, underdog, you name it, I cover it. I like to use PrizePicks because they have a nice interface here and I can use it, and you guys can take this on any other site. I have a bunch of partners. The links are in the descriptions. You can go there and check those out. They have promotions all the time. Underdog and PrizePicks are back in the mix in Florida. So if you haven't checked it out yet and you're in Florida, get in the mix. In fact, maybe I'll close with an underdog slip. I haven't done that in a while. Maybe I'll load up underdog and see if there's anything hitting, because I know they're giving out promotions. So with that in mind, smash the like button, leave your boy a comment, do what the YouTube faithful does. And if you're in my Discord and you haven't been active or whatever reason, I have good news. I spent hours today fixing the live stream, but the kicker is, it wasn't even my fault. Just like Captain Crush said from day one, baby. It was user error. Y'all have to install the update. If you can't figure out how to get the update, delete the app, reinstall it on your phone, and then Sketch has a video in the Discord that will show you guys how to fix the volume if it's low, so everybody can be back in the mix for today's live stream. No excuses. I better see you guys in the mix. In fact, I may not even have a late live stream today because I already had an hour live stream earlier discussing a bunch of stuff. So maybe I'll skip it, and maybe I'll just go hit some golf balls on the range instead, because April's been poverty and I need to smash some balls. Woohoo, balls! Talking about golf, we're good. All right, so without further ado, what are we going? We're going to go game by game. First, let's head over to Outlier. Man, what an opening monologue. What a rant. Kid's on a rant. He's on a soapbox. We got the Heat and the Celtics. Look at this. Look at this. It's absolute poverty. You hate to see it. Is this a playoff game or is this a preseason football game? What in God's name is dish? This ain't hitting, Chief. We got Miami Heat. They're 14.5-point dogs. But like Bam Adebayo says, it don't matter. The guys in the locker room believe. Fella, it don't matter what you believe. If I believe the sky is yellow and I go outside, it doesn't make it less blue. You feel me? Celtics, 14.5-point favorites. Woo! What's going to happen there? I don't know. I'll tell you. Spoiler. Miami's losing tonight. Next, you got the Pellies facing my Oklahoma Thunder. The dogs, 7.5-point dogs. My Thunder were 7.5-point favorites. I don't agree with that. I would probably be taking the spread on the Pellies plus 7.5 if I was a betting spread man now. But I won't bet against my Thunder. But if I would, it would be plus 7.5. Maybe tease it to plus 9 if you could. That would be crispy. You don't know what a teaser is? Fella, get in the cord. Anyways, over under 211.5. Oh, let's get in the mix. So let's journey on over here back to PrizePicks and see what's good, shall we? All right, let's go to fantasy score. And as you can see, all these fantasy scores are highly inflated. Now, there's one Miami Heat guy that I want to talk about. Now, if you use an application like DG Fantasy, an amazing tool, and one of my partners, if you want to try this out, what it does is it does the line shopping for you. Bang, quickly and easily. You can use promo code CRUSH. You'll get 25% off, and then you get a free 30 days in my Discord. So then you can take this right here and you can compare it to my projection sheet, which is right here, which I release daily, and you can find one that matches up and get in the mix. Now, as you can see, they have the games up for Thursday and Friday. You got Washington, 16.5 points rebounds. That's going to get bumped to 17.5, so you can see that that's crispy. Kyrie, over 4.5 rebounds. Bang! Pair those two together. You got to have it. Someone from the other team, you can go wherever you want. You can take anything you want, whatever have you. I would probably take Allen's rebounds, but I bring you here to show you this. Look at this. Tyler Hero under 34.5, Bam under 37.5, Jaquez under 27. Now, what in God's name are we to do here, Cap? Are you telling me to take unders on these guys? Well, what I'm telling you is, comment guy, YouTube guy, TikTok guy, wherever have you, you can see the average of fantasy projection on these other sports books, 31, 32. PrizePicks has it all the way up to 34. Same thing with old Big Bam Bigelow, 33, 36, 36. And Jaquez, 25, 25. And you know you're getting plus expected value by taking the unders. Now, I get it. It's the playoffs. Nobody wants to sweat unders. But what I do in these situations, if I personally don't like it, I'll take Hero, Bam, Jaquez, and Porzingis, who's also favored under. This one I actually do like, and I think that this one is crispy. And J-Val under 31. I am going to talk about J-Val, so stay tuned, comment guy. But you can take those 4 at a 5th leg and take unders for $5. If it hits, you win 50, or if you flex it, 25, whatever have you. If you lose $5. But you're getting the value, and at least you're getting plus expected value. So we know in the long run, it's a decent play. Now, for you, before you say, oh, well, that doesn't work. I've done EV betting. It doesn't work. Fella, it's a math equation. Anything over 54.5%, if you're taking that every single day, at the end of a year, you're going to be in the green. It's a math equation. It doesn't matter what happens day to day, week to week, month to month, or within my situation, this month has been my worst month of all time, baby. The worst month of all time. But I'm still here, win, lose, or draw, grinding it out for you, me, and every other D-gen that's in poverty trying to swim out. Fella, everything I tell you guys about, I put my coin on. So if it's been bad for you following me, what do you think it's been for me? It's been bad. I showed people in my court. I'm 100% transparent. I got nothing to hide. That's part of the game. That's the game we signed up for. It's the life we've chosen, baby. It's the life we've chosen. Now, let's talk about the cook. So, I showed you those 3 you could take on Bam, whatever have you, but we got a man named Jamie Jaquez Jr., 14.5. Now, his line was at 13.5 when all this began, when I think they played the play-in. Now he's at 14.5. So, are we going to go to him? Well, I got ESPN game logs cooked up here for easy access for you guys to see. And what do you see here? He played 36 minutes. He shot 16 times. For that reason, I have no problem going back to Jaquez, 14.5 points. If he's going to play 36 minutes and shoot 16 times, oh yeah, I'll have exposure because he might get to the line. He didn't get to the line at all. So he still has getting to the line equity. The matchup is going to be bad for all these guys. The Miami Heat are so outmatched, it's not even funny. So if I was going to take any Heat today, that would be who it is. And it is a popular play. You could see 56,000 people. That is a scary proposition, but I honestly think that would be the Heat guy that I choose. And now you could make the argument for the other side and say, Cap, he's due regression, and I wouldn't begrudge you a bit. My projection model has him at exactly like 14 points, so it's going to be hairy. If you could, go to chalkboard, go to parlay play, go to sleeper, tease the line down to around a crispy 12.5 or 13, and bang, hammer it, because I think that's where you can get the value, okay? Now, Eddie in the court thinks Bam's getting over 18.5 points. Now, Bam very may well get over 18.5 points. He just dropped 24 in a blowout. Again, the lines are tight. You can see here the favorite line to take on PrizePicks juiced under would be his RA value-wise. Pinnacle doesn't even have a line for it, but go down here to his points rebounds. It's 27.5, but his points at 18.5 is minus 125 on Pinnacle. So that, in fact, would be my favorite line if I was going to take anything Bam out of bio. It would be his points. Again, if they lose this game, their season's pretty much over. And I know it's a long 7-game series. They're going back to Miami. Yada. I get all that, but nobody wants to be down 0-2, okay? You're down 0-2. It's pretty much over, okay? Suns fans, don't live in denial. Kevin Durant couldn't even get 20 points last night, and Ant Edwards didn't even show up. Neither did Towns. Tacos selling. Folks, when tacos sell, it ain't going to be a good thing. So that would be the only play that I took over from the Miami Heat would be either Jaquez or Bam, either one of these, if not both. Y'all have to make those decisions. Since these games are being repeated over and over, I'm not going to go into Outlier and show detailed analysis every single time because the matchup is the same. The teams are going to make adjustments, but the matchups are still the same. Now, from the Celtics side, or should I say Celtics, just to be a true, I kind of am dibbling and dabbling with old Sam Hauser. You got a Hauser switch. Sam Hauser, if he hits 3 3-pointers, it's over. If he hits 2, it's over because he's pushing, and then guess what? He's probably going to hit one more. These are the 2 role players that you could consider for the Miami or for the Boston Celtics? I personally don't know if I'm going to go here. Let's go back over to the box score and see what we see. Scroll down here, and who is the best player on the team? It's the wagon White with a plus 24, baby. But Peyton Pritchard, not too far behind, had what? 9 plus 8, 17 points, rebounds, assists. He took 5 3-pointers. He shot 7 times. But more importantly, he played 24 minutes. And if the game does blow out, he'll probably play even more. The problem with Hauser, Tank Hauser, 14 minutes. That ain't too crispy. I hate playing guys with limited minutes. His entire upside is his ability to hit these threes. He shot 6 of them and he made 4 of them. He was plus 5. If you want to take over, you're basically gambling on him hitting two 3-pointers, and that still won't be enough unless you get it at 5.5. Use Chalkboard, that is, promo code CRUSH. Bang! You like that plug? That's a surgical plug, but that's just something you have to consider, all right? But I want you to pay attention to this rotation. It's 8 guys. This is what a playoff rotation should look like. But what do you see with Miami? It's 9, and then wait till you see the Thunders later on. But what I want to show you too is old Tatum, 7 for 18 and 1 for 8 from 3, but he had 10 rebounds, 10 assists, which is abnormal. This was his first playoff triple-double ever, and he was only plus 3. He was the worst on his team other than Al Horford, who I don't even count Horford. But, which by the way, if you can find Horford under 7.5 RA, bang, crisp. Man, this video was supposed to be short, but I'm going off on a tangent right now. Y'all better be appreciative. But look, 7 for 18, 41 minutes, 23 points. Tatum's playing big minutes, and I think his line is 25.5 points. Yeah, so this is in play by default. And look at the last 5. It's all red, so you know he's due a game where he just drops 30. And the problem with the Celtics is they have so many, and these are my favorites to win it all, much less the East, but win it all. They have so many players that can just go off at any time. It doesn't have to be Tatum. It could be Jaylen Brown. It doesn't have to be Brown. It could be White. If it's not White, it's Holiday. If it's not Holiday, it's the Zinger. Any of these guys can get it done. That's why it's so crazy and hard to take overs on any of them. But 40-minute Jason Tatum, I know he's averaging. Let me go to my notes. It was always the notepad. 1.35 fantasy points per minute with a 30% usage rate. So 41 minutes, 1.35, he's going to have a chance to cook. And 30% usage rate means every time he's on the court, 30% of the time the ball's in his hand. Now, I know everybody hates betting Tatum. I don't know how much exposure I'm going to have to it. All I'm doing here is giving you guys a brief rundown of the slate for you to make your decisions. It's not on me to make the decisions for you guys. If you're coming to this channel trying to just get spoon-fed, you're going to be disappointed. Sometimes I do, but most of the time I try to give you guys the fundamentals to have a winning process, to actually learn what to look for. Now, if you wanted to go down to Tatum's RA because he just had 20 and you think that's hitting, by all means. I personally took his assist at 6 and took less on it, but they bumped it down to 5.5, so now I'm off of it, okay? I did like it under 6. Remember, you want to target things that were abnormal last game that caused the line to be inflated and then go the other way. That is what I think is crispy for the playoffs, but this seems a little bit too low for me. This Goblin could be okay. Speaking of Goblin, folks, Kevin Durant and Ant Edwards sold their Goblins yesterday. Kevin Durant in a must-win game, they're now down 0-2, couldn't get 20 points. For that reason, my day yesterday was not hitting. You combine that with the taco sell, and boy, oh boy, it was a bad day for Captain Crush. But that's why I told you guys in that video, Goblins aren't guaranteed to hit. They're not. It's a good line, but it doesn't mean it's guaranteed, which is why sometimes you just have to be prepared for everything, okay? So, if you did want to take any of those, that would be fine. I gave you the reasoning, but Peyton Pritchard, this is going to be a popular play, but this would probably be the one that I took from him, or maybe his PRA. They don't have it up here, but for sure they're going to have it on Sleeper, right? Either of these would be okay. I mean, but again, look at all green. You know you're gambling. These don't even count because he played way more minutes because their starters were not even given a crud. But the fact is, I guess it would be okay. It's not something that I'm going to lean heavily into. Him and Hauser are that. But role player side from the other side, Kevin Love, baby. I will have exposure to Kevin Love at 6 points. He doesn't play big minutes, but when he does, he's got a massive usage rate when he's on that court. He only played 13 minutes and he shot 4 times and got 7 points, fella. 4 rebounds, 2 assists, 7 points in 13 minutes. If for whatever reason he finally plays his season average, which should be 17 to 18, he has a good chance to hit. So I will have some exposure to Kevin Love at 6. Not a lot. It's not an anchor. It's a dart. I showed the matchup last time when I told you guys to take him and he hit. It's still a decent situation. And then as far as Tyler Hero's concerned, 4 for 13, 3 for 9 from 3. He played as bad as you could. I will not be shocked if Tyler Hero comes out today and drops 21 points. 20.5 points for Tyler Hero is so low, man. It just is, because if he, look at the shots. Look at the shot. 4 for 13, 3 for 9. If he hits 2 more threes, or like if he goes 6 for 13, which is still less than 50%, and 2 of those are threes, he soars over. But these are things you have to decide. I showed you DG. I showed you the fantasy options. We talked about Bam. Talked about Jaquez. I know a lot of people are going to be on this. They're always on that, but I don't think I'm going there. And then if Delon Wright, for whatever reason, gets 26 minutes again, folks, let me tell you something about Delon Wright. If he gets 26 minutes, you can cash this, because this will cash at 26 minutes most likely, I would think. He can give them a spark off the bench, but again, Duncan's back in the mix. All these guys are in the mix. The Heat have a deep rotation. They ran 9. That's not saying that it's all going to hit. Like I said, I am leaning unders on that game plus fade. But my favorite would probably be this right here. This would probably be my favorite for that game with everything that I just discussed. And then you have darts that you can sprinkle around, would be like this. Bam over 18.5 points. Kevin Love over 6. And then Hauser or Pritchard in one or the other. And then Horford under 7.5 R plus A if it's still up here. Yeah, I think that's in the mix. And I kind of also like Tatum under 9 rebounds, man. I know it's crazy. I kind of like it though. Even his RA under. And I know these are crazy to take. I like his points most of all, but I'm just saying, if you want darts exposure to that, whatever, that's just my take. You don't have to agree with it. Remember, I'm just spitballing here because it's the playoffs and it's game 2. I have no idea. The Heat could come out and just boat race them. Anything is possible, as Kevin Garnett would say. Pun intended, because we're talking about the Celtics. Anything is possible, baby. Let's go. We're using puns. We're using culture. But now let's talk about the game of the night. My Oklahoma Thunder versus the Poverty Pelicans, baby! Yes, sir. And everyone's going to be on one man, and that man is J-Val Jonas Valanciunas. What is going to happen here? Well, Captain Crush has no clue, because this is my gut read now. My gut feeling. I could be way off. Mark Daigneault, the head coach of the Oklahoma Thunder, has a poverty rotation. He thinks he's that guy running a 11, 12-man rotation. Maybe I should drive over to OKC, throw some hands, put a beating on him, and then tell him, hey, tighten it up. We need to see an 8-man rotation. Let's get in the mix. We're trying to win coin. But J-Val, if they decide to go small, the Thunder decide to go small, J-Val is going to be sucked out of the mix. And then he's going to soar under PRA. If I was going to take anything J-Val, it would most likely be his over on his rebounds. But honestly, or maybe just his defensive rebounds, I'm not exactly sure, fam. I low-key don't want to know. I'm probably going to save Jonas for live betting. I did take him last time and he soared, but I know the Thunder are going to make adjustments. And if they do go small, the one man that could benefit is young Larry Nance. He's not young anymore, but Larry Nance Jr. Over 6 points, question mark? Or maybe even 11.5, or maybe even over half a dunk, baby. Yes, sir. I'm contemplating it all. Now let's go down to the box score and look at old Nance Jr. 19 minutes, 4 for 6, 8 rebounds, 2 turnovers and 8 points. Now, why are these guys? They dominated us on the glass. They just Windexed it, Nurkic style. They grabbed everything. J-Val, 20 rebounds. They're going to have to adjust. The Thunder had a historically terrible rebounding night. They're normally not that bad. That is our weak position, but it shouldn't be that bad. So if they do decide to take minutes from J-Val, Nance could get an uptake. Marshall could maybe get an uptake. I'm really not sure what they're going to do, but I think you could maybe take either of these for Nance and get in the mix with it, but you have to know you're gambling. That's one of those things where if you think they go play small, then you target Nance. If you think they're not going to make any adjustments and Jonas is still going to play 29 minutes, then you take over 11 rebounds and you call it a day. Or you could take his defensive rebound. Check it out. He had 11 defensive rebounds, but most of his rebounds were from the offensive side, which is absurd. He ain't going to get, guys, he's not getting 9 offensive rebounds tonight. Okay, that is so abnormal. I can't even tell you how abnormal that is. 9 offensive rebounds, egregious. So I would probably just take this. I might even take less on this, but I don't have the stones for it. So if I'm going to take anything J-Val, like I'm saying, it's the rebounds, maybe even the combo with Chet, but I don't know. I'll probably just take that. It does have push equity. Yeah, I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. Dealer's choice, fam. I don't really know. Like, I wish I could tell you. I wish I had the scouting report and the game plan for game 2, but I don't have it. The next guy is Josh Giddey. What happened? He went 1 for 6. He only played 19 to 20 minutes. Now all of his lines are low and deflated. Maybe you have to take a shot on old Giddey. I'm not sure, man. I don't know what happened. He didn't get injured. He just randomly got X'd out of the rotation, but here we go. This is what I was telling you about. Mark Dagnall, he will. 32. Jalen Williams is the only one that played 40 minutes, and he was the guy that I was most on from them. Pause. Nope, talking about basketball. And he absolutely crushed his PRA for me, so I will probably go back to Jalen Williams. Shai played 39, and he shot bad, 11 for 24. I mean, mathematically wise, it's almost 50%. It's not terrible, but it's bad for his standards, and he still dropped 28. He hooked, but Giddey only played 20. 1 for 6. Dort played 35, and I'm pretty sure he might play 35 again, but I'm not taking anything Dort. But Josh Giddey, if this turns into 28 to 30, he's going to soar over his lines. But look at this. He was +7, and he still only played 20 minutes, so I don't know why that was done, but I do know this. 5 players here, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 players, and we didn't even play all of our guys. 11-man rotation in the playoffs is absolutely absurd and unorthodox, which is why we have no idea what Mark Dagnall's going to do tonight. I don't know if he's going to run 11-man rotation. If it was an 8-man or even a 9-man rotation, I'd feel better about it. But for now, it's just out of the mix for me. So I will take a shot on Jalen Williams because I'm a Thunder fan. And if we go back over here to DG, we can see that CJ McCollum under 35 fantasy scores being juiced like a mother. And Trey Murphy under half a block. Those are all, I hate those props, man, whether they're good or not. Herb Jones under 23 fantasy. Aaron Wiggins under half a 3-point made. I think I took over on that the other day. I can't remember. Shai and McCollum over 49.5 point combo. That's going to get bumped to 50. That's a little low. The Hobo Incarnate under 35 fantasy. That's been a wagon. And I'm going to talk about Ingram. Ingram under scare me because it's been a wagon. He's due a massive game. J-Val under 13.5 is being juiced under. That's insane. That's what I'm telling you guys. Maybe they know he's going to play small. Points under 13. Everything's being juiced under. And before the comment guy says, well, this doesn't matter. This doesn't matter. Sure, you're smart. You, the random comment guy watching this video on YouTube, you're smarter than the best statisticians in the world working for these sportsbook and the best data scientists and algorithms money can buy. But you have an edge on them, right? That's what you're, because that's basically what you're saying when you say none of this matters. It cracks me up. But anyways, I show you that, and then I showed you that Giddey only played 20 minutes. I don't even know what I would want to take of Giddey. Pause. Maybe his PRA, maybe his RA. I don't know. I honestly don't know. You'll have to wait for the live stream if there is a live stream. But there is one man that stands head and shoulders above them all, just like Captain Crush, and that's Jalen Williams. I remember he respected coin for us last game. Even if they make adjustments, he still played 40 plus minutes. And if it is a close game, he's going to play a lot. Let me go see what his odds are live in real time. I know they're all going to be juiced under because they're high line. Oh, his rebounds at 4.5 is -144. His points assists. Okay, there we go. His PRA at 28.5 is -112. That's fine. I took his points rebounds earlier at 23.5. At least I know I'm not getting shafted completely. So there you go. 4.5 rebounds for Jalen Williams is fine. He had 7 last game and they rebounded terrible and he still was able to get 7. And I showed you they got killed on the glass. J-Val had 9 offensive rebounds, which is just absurd. So you could eat the bump there, or you could just take his PRA if you'd like at 28.5. Either one of these is fine. He's probably going to be the guy I take. Pause. Nope. Still talking about basketball, comment guy. Get your head out of the gutter. And then Trey Murphy, the man with no chin. He's just a face. Look at Trey Murphy. He has no chin. He's just a face. What are we doing here with old Murphy? Murphy hustles, guys. That is what I like about Murphy. I know his lines are being juiced under. I'm not exactly sure what to take here with him. His dunks, like I tell y'all, over half a dunk, it's always in play, but that's a lottery. I think his R plus A is a little bit too high, which is why I'm favoring to take under Murphy's RA right now. But honestly, folks, if I was going to be taking old Murph, it would probably be his fantasy score or just his points, and then maybe even over his 3 points attempted, but I would probably like his dunk better. If he gets a fast break coast to coast like he does, bang, that's cashing. And then less on his RA. Those would be my favorite for old no chin Murphy's just a face, but you gotta love Murphy, man. The man hustles. Talked about Nance, talked about Murphy. I showed you DGs for McCollum. They're juiced juicing him under. They don't want to see CJ be great. But the last man that I'm going to discuss, well, there's two more things. Ingram, the hobo incarnate, 19.5 point, bro. He's been a wagon for unders. At some point, the hobo is going to have to show up. But until he does, it's less at 35 fantasy score. And maybe if you want to go less there, and then you could take more 19.5 points. Eventually, he's going to have to make some shots, fella. Eventually, he's going to have a 25-point game. I don't know when, but this line keeps falling. He is the hobo. He lives to sell. So I will have this in one slip, but this is where I'm mainly going. If he sells, he sells. It goes against my theory of what I opened with telling you guys to go to the guys that haven't been cooking, but you got to do what you got to do. So if you want to get more, you want access to my projection sheets that look like this, player name, fantasy projection, etc., access to my live streams and all my favorite plays and my Discord community, CaptainCrush.net gold package. And right now I'm having a special till the end of the week. Promo code Florida, all caps, because I'm welcoming back the Florida boys, but everybody gets the discount. Go to apply. It'll take it to $12.49 for your first month. Get in the mix. Give us a shot. See if you like it. If you don't, take a hike. No hard feelings. Unless, you're just poverty and you don't use the resources available to you and then you complain. Then you'll be poverty and I'll let you know. But promo code Florida, all caps. Or you can sign up with one of my partners. The links are in the description. Chalkboard, Parlay Play, Underdog. In fact, do we have time for an Underdog slip? Maybe. Let me see. Okay, and then here we go. I am going to make a two-man on Underdog. Trey Murphy over 16.5 points, or you could get him 5.5 rebounds here. He's 17 on PrizePicks and 6 rebounds over there. And then Derek White over 3.5 rebounds. This would be my two-man for Underdog. They're giving away promos for first-time users, a free square plus the deposit match. They're in Florida. Welcome them back. And you don't even have to win a full slip to get paid. You just have to win out of your group, and you can win a lot. There's a guy in my Discord that won like a 3-man and got paid like 15x because he was the winner in his group. So promo code CRUSH, get in the mix. Send me an email, proof of deposit, and you'll get a 30-day free trial of my cord. And so you can see what I'm saying. Murphy's 17.5 points on PrizePicks right now, and he's 16.5 on Underdog. So you could take less on PrizePicks if you wanted and more on Underdog and get in the middle and get it 17 and cash them both. And they don't even have a line for White's rebounds, it's just a Gabby. So yeah, that would be that. I'm taking that on Underdog, and I think it's gonna hit. But that is why you always have to shop around, because you never know where value's gonna strike. Like they have Jamie 15 on Underdog, but 14.5 on PrizePicks. So there you go. So I was gonna talk a little bit about Shy, but now I'm gonna save that for the live stream. So here we go. If I was gonna build a slip, this is what it would look like. Jamie's in the mix. Murphy's fantasy scores in the mix. Please don't hook me, Murphy. My boy Jalen Williams is in the mix. Where you at, Jalen Williams? Your rebounds? What is his PR still at 24? I'll eat that bump. Yes, sir. Let's go. Give me that. Just his rebounds or his points rebounds are good. So those three are crispy. Porzingis, less 36 fantasy score. The hobo incarnate. This is where it gets tough. Either less on here for the wagon, or if you want to Uno reverse, you do the 19.5 points. Either one of those are fine, but for argument's sake, let's just take the wagon. I think that wagon's coming off tonight. I just have a sick feeling that Ingram's going off. The hobo's going to make us pay the price for taking under on him. I just have a sick feeling. You hate to see it. And then the last one would be a dart. If you're doing a 6-man, you could do Kevin Love. You could do Tatum, 25.5 points. You could do Bam. Or you could just leave it at 5, which is what you should. And that would be crispy. That'd be fine with me. And my favorite are these three right here, fellas. Those are my three favorites. So I made a slip live. Remember, you want to get more of the Crush, man. You're new. You don't know what's going on. You're like, whoa, what are we doing here? CaptainCrush.net. First-time users, promo code Florida, all caps. Get in the mix. Sync your dub club to my Discord. You will have access to it all. I was going to do a short video, but you know how Captain Crush is. He gets on a rant. He gets raving. He gets running, whatever. And now this video's not going to be out till 5:30. Nobody's going to view it. So smash the like button. I promise you my videos. Woo! They just bumped Jalen Williams in my face right in my closing monologue. Somebody's watching and I'm going to throw hands. But the fact is, you now have to go back and take his PRA. You hate to see it. I should have locked it in. But regardless, The thing is this, like I was saying, trust the process. I'm going to start getting my videos out early. I want to try to aim for noon to 1:30 to give you guys time. Now, the downside is that a lot of stuff will change. I like doing them around this time because it lets me have the lines settle and whatnot, but it's a mixed bag. Got to get those views up. Here's the salute. Good luck in all your contests. Flex Friday's right around the corner, Yodi, and we're going to crush. Appreciate each and every one of you, and as always, my brothers and sisters in Christ, let's crush.